Okay, excellent. Whispering the part, breaking my heart. Golden retriever boy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, nice. 'Cause you're wasting my time. 'Cause you're wasting my time. Golden retriever boy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Go fetch your mother. It's for you, son. Go your puppy for somebody else. 'Cause you're wasting my time. Ah, nice. Excellent. So that's working at least. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Golden retriever boy. Retriever boy. Zodiac in your Aries, and that's fucking scary. Do do do. Okay. Hello, hello. Hi. I'm back in the building. Actually, I pulled my shoulder, so I haven't been streaming for the last 2 weeks, but cleared for takeoff. Now I'm back. Although we did miss the last writing deadline, so that kind of blows. I was hoping to drop this book on Father's Day, but end of June's probably fine. I'm definitely doing better. So this is a contemporary fiction. It's got musicians, drugs, girl best friends that are no longer best friends, which, surprisingly, there's goth baddies in here, if you're down for that. Head injury. No, so far I don't have a head injury. I'm just got the tism. Burst like a bubble. Burst like a bubble. Okay, so let's figure out. This will probably be your speed. What is something that a girl has texted you that just, like, absolutely crushed you? Like, friendship ending text message from a girl. I'm sure you've got a couple of those, right? Come on, everybody has one. I've even had girls text me mean shit. Although, usually that's accompanied with other things, but we can't all be God's favorite. Baby, do your worst. No. Bedazzled the movie headset injury. Huh? Headset injury. Bedazzled. Yeah, I don't know about all that. That might be too obscure a reference. Oh, I paused the music. There we go. Oh, my hair is trying to escape. I can only keep it up for like 2 minutes before it just all comes down. It's ridiculous. Maybe I have too much hair. Maybe that's my problem. Too much lip gloss. What I want to know is why all of the YouTube people always get here first. You guys have some sort of like sixth sense when I'm going to go live. What's the deal with that? You're going to have to link it in the Discord, man. I have no idea what you're talking about. The Discord's been popping off, though. You guys missed movie night. I did a movie night. We did some Ahoy Matey and got to watch a scary shark movie. But I think next time, I don't know. I think next time we're going to do some more fantasy stuff. Like maybe we do like another Lord of the Rings. What was that last Lord of the Rings one that I watched? It was basically where like that there's like a stronghold that gets taken over. There's orcs. It's like the precursor to Lord of the Rings. It was pretty dope, actually. Low-key, the villain was kind of hot. I definitely don't think that there would have been war if I would have been the main character in that one. That guy would have been exhausted and not... I think he gets the wound, like, after they exile him. What is the movie? It was LOTR. Guys, if you see anything rotten in my search history, no, you didn't. No, it's War of Rohirrim. Rohirrim. Huh? Am I pronouncing that wrong? Have I been pronouncing that wrong this entire time? Even I don't. I think it's Rohirrim. 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 Isn't it Rohirrim though? Rohirrim? Basically the Horse Lords, basically. One of these days I'll finish the Silmarillion. Damn. See what you've been seeing in me. But anyway, I was out for 2 weeks because I pulled my trap, or whatever's under my trap, and it was not Gucci. I didn't sleep for like 3 days, so I was like a huge bitch, and I couldn't get anything done. So that was not ideal. But we're going to rebound. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it, and we're going to finish writing this book. Then I'll drop this book. I was going to just straight to publish it, and I think I'm still going to do that, but why sell it if I can give it away for free, right? Like, I mean, I'm certain that you guys want to hear about some nasty musician three-ways, and yeah, I think the last chapter I wrote was about tarts. Yeah, okay, so this all started like, let's see, what day is today? 2.5 weeks ago. Oh, yeah, nice. So that's good for you. Excellent. Always be sunning on these motherfuckers. So like 2.5 weeks ago, my chair just like disintegrated. It was honestly barely even a chair, more like a stool, essentially, because I'm trying to like minimalize in here. The clutter just drives me nuts. So I was like, oh, I'll just have this little stool instead of an actual computer chair, which I don't know what the deal is with Miss Tism about that, but it just fell completely apart. Like I had put cardboard into water, just disintegrated, which was crazy. So then I ordered a chair, and I had this whole like chair gate situation with FedEx where they said that they delivered my chair. They did not deliver my chair. And then I had to do this whole runaround. But luckily, my roommate had a spare chair, and so she is letting me use her chair. Excellent. So now we have a chair. I have a mostly healed trapezius, and we can stream. So all in all, Definitely great. Not super stoked that I am 2 weeks behind on my made-up deadlines, but it's probably fine. You know what I mean? I'm sure you guys are just pleased that this is stream time. So, oh, I also reconnected with one of my buddies that's going to be helping me write my Asian billionaire romance. So, very, very pleased with that. I've been sending... I think I probably wrote more in my emails this week than I did in my book, which I should probably be punished for. But it's fine. It's fine. It's all progression. It's all going forward. It's good. I mean, 2 books in under a year is crazy. Crazy good. And technically I have the skeleton of like 6 novels, so it's fine. It'll get figured. I should be writing 22 because I'm trying to make sort of a tarot arcana Easter egg for each of my books. So eventually there'll be 22 books probably, if I don't perish or something. So if I have like, I don't know, some ghostwriter in the future, that's what they get to have to do in the event of my hypothetical and untimely demise. But so far, it's going to just have to be me writing 22 books, so we better get on it, you guys. Oh my god, I just got that. Junior and Mister. Oh, I'm so slow, you guys. That's crazy. Where? Come on, Streamlabs, do your best. I know that you can do it. Okay. So that chat's good to go. Right now I'm between 2 text messages I want to use, so I'm going to give you guys some spoilers on the books. No peeking at the rest of it yet. But where's my novel? Come on, novel. Gonna run, run, run. Run, run, run. Where is it at? No, not there. It's at the text messages. How many chapters back is that? Nope. Here it is. Okay, so I may do this or this. I'll highlight them. Whoop. Can I highlight it? Is it possible to highlight texts? Can I highlight things? Text background. So I'll make that orange. And I'll make that. Nope. I was just there. Where was it? I'll make that one blue. So chat, help me. Do you guys like blue or orange? Here's the full text message. Kiss so cute, kiss so cute, kiss so cute. Oh no, don't open Spotify, you're gonna totally ruin the vibe. No! Get out of there, Spotify. We're not doing all that. Oh, whoops. The horizontal guys are getting an objectively worse version of this. RSSING. Okay, there we go. Kind of. So what should we do, chat? This should be lower on this, I think. Maybe that should be higher. Nope. No, go back, chat. What have I done? Okay, there. Then the novel. Hello, hello! So right now we're trying to pick between these two different dialogue options. Let's see if I can make that like maybe a little bigger. Usually $20,000 for my life. Can you put Technoblade? Like a song? Is that a song? Wrong time. Today's a good day to say goodbye. Back to you, you were back to me. Baby, we just ain't meant to be. Once, for me twice. Shame on me for the last time. Dang, are we even on Twitch right now? I'm not getting any confirmations on that side. 1 second, guys. Are we on Twitch? Nope, looks like that's good. Nope, yeah, we're good on Twitch. You just sent me 20,000 hours for my life, so I deleted all my home sounds. Oh no! No, what did I do with the chat? Go back. I thought I had chat locked. How did all of this stuff get unlocked? Crazy. Hello, hello. Guys, you vote. Help me decide. Do you like blue or orange better? Oh, me twice. Shame on me for the last time. You were worse to me. Baby, we just ain't meant to be. Baby, we just ain't has to be. Bum, 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 bum. Maybe I should screen grab that so I don't have to have it up here while I'm writing. Needed to crack my neck for like a week and it just won't. Never skip arm day, you guys. It's very, very important. I'm gonna have to do some like, I don't know, some like cable exercises at least. I'm gonna slowly work up to it. I have to go back all the way to the 5-pound weights, which is pretty lame. I think I was up to like, what was my PR on those? I love so hard, choke. Love so hard, choke. Yeah. Get out of here. Workouts. Well, of course I didn't write those down. Nice. Yeah, I basically have to start from scratch on all of these again. So basically day 1 at the gym once again. Getting old sucks. You have to go to the gym like at least 3 days a week or you get weak as shit. It's crazy. Having a great time. Me and the punchline of my own joke. Sorry, I laughed so hard I choke. I laugh so hard I choke. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. A pity party, all I really want, all I really want, all I really want. All I really want, all I really want, all I really want. All I really want, all I really want. Okay. So, is it gonna sync up? No, okay. Do 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 do. Okay. The mic, the treble. I like my coffee black, just like my metal with the bass. The mic, the treble. I like my coffee black, just like my metal, and I can't wait for you to fuck me up in a minute, in a fucking minute. I can't wait for you to fuck me up in a minute. Yeah, suck it. I can't wait for you to shut me up. Shut me up. I can't wait for you to shut me up. Shut me The mic, the treble, I love my coffee black, just like my middle with the bass. The mic, the treble. Just like my metal, and I can't wait for you to stop me up in a minute, in a fucking minute. I can't wait for you to stop me. Oh, I didn't know I could go between comments. Nice. Not that one. Not that one. Okay. I wonder if that's... Oh, I'm writing a book. 1 second. I'll show you. Ah, there it is. Boop. So right now I'm writing a contemporary fiction called Where the Feedback Ends. It's got musicians, drugs, being sad because your friend left you, and it should be totally finished and ready for you guys to read by the end of June if I can get these last 6 chapters written. I was out for like 2 weeks with a shoulder injury, so we're coming back from that. So if you like that kind of thing, stick around. If you like romantasy, I also wrote a vampire romance. Where's that one at? Oop. And that one is a romantasy with a grumpy main character and a sunshine vampire. And they go on an adventure to a province that he's supposed to be ruling, but he isn't. So if that's more your speed, go ahead and check that one out. I have ARC reads available for that. I think I have the link in both of my bios. So you can read that totally for free if that's what you're into. And then The next book I'm going to probably be working on will be in August, and that one is a billionaire romance. But all of July, we're just going to play games and do book club. So if you're interested in that, I also have... I also have a book club on Goodreads that you are welcome to join. We do mostly romantasy, but if you have any book recommendations, you are welcome to send them there, and maybe we'll read them. After hours, 'cause there's no love that's after hours. Love that's after hours. Love that's after hours. Workers watching this is on, singing this is where they'll shut in the dark. I'll keep drinking after hours. A city with longer, blonder hair. Maybe I wouldn't be scared. Lying in bed, counting regrets like 1, 2, lying in bed, counting regrets. Guys, stop watching my skits on YouTube. This is a means to an end. I'm not even supposed to be broadcasting on here. Here's the actual, I think. There we go. That's the actual YouTube you should be following. We're only streaming on this YouTube because YouTube is cucking me and they insist on having a minimum follow count. And they won't just let me transfer them. So that is the actual correct... that's the actual correct author YouTube page. So once we get 100 followers on there, I'll be filming on there and it'll just be author stuff. And you guys will get sneak previews of characters and stuff. I just did a novel mood board that I have to export into a video. It'll be kind of a cool little PowerPoint situation. Oh, I still have the release of June 5th on there. Oh no. Oh no. I gotta fix that. No. It's stream elements. Chewing gum. Chat commands. There we go. What's the end of June? June 30th? There we go. He's a keeper. He's a believer. He's in a theater and he put us in a car. I don't know where we are, but I fell in love with the fever. I can never leave her. I can never keep her. That's what he says to the neighborhood preacher. And he put us in a car. I don't know where we are, but we fell in love with the fever. When will we be? no. There we go. I need to have 2 monitors. This gets so chaotic. And he put us in a car. I don't know where we are, but I fell in love with the fever. There we go. There we go. Ooh, I put that in the wrong one though. Oops. It makes my skin hurt. There you go, guys. That should be an easy little link to follow. When there's no surviving her, something's possessing her. Oh, Jennifer. Ooh, 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 Jennifer. God, I'm obsessed with her. Oh, I know Jennifer. And I pray that I'm next. There we go. She's so evil, I know, just a thing to sacrifice. Lethal, corrosive, but I'm gonna stay the night. She's the kind of girl who eats your heart out, let you go down, no surviving her. Ooh, Jennifer. God, I'm obsessed with her. Oh, I need Jennifer. Man, there's no surviving her. She's the only one who possessing her. Oh, I need Jennifer. All my flowers could bring me back to you. Roses are dead, violets are too. No, all my flowers could bring me back to you. No, I'm not dead. You might as well be too. Nice. Roses are dead, violets are too. No amount of flowers could bring me back to you. Nothing left to lose. No roses dead. You might as well be too. Roses, 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 roses. In Messiah. Roses are dead, violets are too. No amount of flowers could bring me back to you. There's nothing left to lose. No roses are dead. You might as well be too. Violets are too. No amount of flowers could bring me back to you. Alright, has this been charging long enough? Roses are dead. I've been thinking too much lately. With too much anxiety. And so another person sent it to my mind. Lately, I'm doing fine. My PJs hang from my window shades. It's alright. Alright, okay. See it through my window shades. It's alright. Just pass the time. I'll watch it fade. I'm doing fine. Unsuspecting victim of darkness in the valley, we can live like Frank and Sally. You can always find me. Have Halloween on Christmas, and in the night we wish this never ends. We wish this never ends. Gotta figure out how to pair that. Anyway. Hi, baby. No, you come here. Hi, kitty. I had to trick him so that I could go on live with you guys. Because I let him in, and then he opened the door and escaped. Yeah. He's a little bit of a Houdini. Stop this painting, don't waste your time on me. You're already the voice inside my head. Such a cutie. There you go. Go do your adventures, Mr. Kitty. Now that I'm sufficiently orange. We decided yesterday that if Fatty was a type of ice cream, he would be toffee caramel crunch. And his brother would be vanilla orange sherbet. Time on me, you're already the voice inside my head. Don't waste your time on me, you're already the voice inside my head. You're already the voice inside my head. Don't waste your time on me, you're already the voice inside my head. Oh, right. Clear the room. Tick tock, I've been waiting for you. Tick tock. Finally here. Something blow. Let's make it louder. This one's for the woman of the hour. Let's make it louder. This one for the woman of the hour. Tick tock, I've been waiting for this. Tick tock. Finally here. Something blows. This one's for the woman of the hour. Let's make it louder. This one's for the woman of the hour. What are you doing, Mr. Kitty? Hello? The twins are being so cute. What are you doing? Woman of the hour. Let only mail time. That'd be fun. Mail's here. Crazy. Take me down, a little bit harder now. Down to the red zone. A little bit harder now. Ba, 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 ba. Take me down, a little bit harder now. A little bit harder now. I see. There we go. A little bit harder now. A little bit harder now. Love me like you mean it. There we go. Late to the party. You want without a grammar degree. To the party. Oh, me? Yeah, I get that a lot. Maybe I have a doppelganger. A Grammy or degree. So, we're 23. Oh, I still have the book club thing up there. Whoops. See, let's switch it to a different. There we go. Start some villain arcs here. Hi, squirrel. Yes. Yes, I do work at a bakery. Hello. Hi. You're such a good little muse, you know that? You're so helpful. This is like 80% of the reason why I wrote my first 2 books, is because I would sit in my chair and she would sit on me, and then I would be trapped here for hours. I would either have to write something or go mad. Yeah, you're so helpful. Here, hold on. Nope, not Wyoming. I've actually never been to Wyoming. Which is crazy because I'm like mad into Westerns. No. Are you going to be my moderator? Are you going to mod for me, Squirrel? Squirrel, you don't speak English. How are you going to mod? No hair ties. These cats act like they pay their own vet bills. Come here. Don't flash the camera. Don't flash the camera. Oh. It's like, how dare you? How dare you keep me from moderating for you? Such a diva. Such a diva, that cat. Get a drink, throw up in the kitchen sink. Squirrel, you can come help, but you just can't step on keyboards. Just like, pass. Yep. Tonight is eeny, meeny, mine. Don't stop, get a drink, throw up in the kitchen sink. Crazy. I mean, I am a certified yapper, so maybe we've talked in the past, but definitely never in Wyoming. I think that's all she wrote on this. Cause it's never just dinner, no, it's never just drinks. Honestly, swear. Yeah, definitely a different social platform. There's kind of there's a reason I write spicy novels, but one of the ARC readers asked me if I use words like fold or staff in my book, and I'm like, well, no, because I'm not a hack. I know how to write a good spicy scene, but pretty great. I am finally back after 2 weeks. I had a torn trapezius, so I was out. Couldn't write, couldn't do pretty much anything for 2 weeks, so that was lame. I had a grade 2 pull or a minor tear in, like, I guess it'd probably be a pull, because, like, but I had, like, massive loss of function in my right arm. So that was not ideal. I had to get all my shifts covered for work, so that was not great either. Because I won't get into the politics of it, but there was some light embezzlement, so I ended up with more shifts than I am accustomed to, which kind of fucked with my screaming schedule. So that wasn't great or ideal. And I think I just kind of like stressed myself out, and then I pulled a muscle, and so not great on that. So I have to start all the way over. Yeah. I have to start all the way over in the gym. And I wasn't able to finish my writing deadline, which I was pretty pissed off about, if I'm being honest. But it's fine. It's a self-imposed deadline. I was just type A activities, you know. But you know what? We'll finish this novel by the end of June, and that'll be fine. I'll open it for ARC reads, and then if you guys want to read about drugs and musicians and friendships that fall apart, Where the Feedback Ends will be available for free. I'm probably going to just auto-publish it as well, just because, at least the ebook version of it. But I'm kind of dragging my feet on it. I don't know why. I need to finish my author photo, which I should just do it. I should just go out and take an author photo and then pop those into both of the novels and just be done with it. But for whatever reason, that's like a big anchor in this project. And then I need to fix the formatting on my first novel, Bite, and then just release that. I was going to do a September release for that, but I mean, fuck it. I should just put that out as well. So that all June, I'll be finishing writing Where the Feedback Ends. And then July will just be book club and gaming, and we'll just phone it in until August when I'll start writing Moon and Marble, which is a billionaire romance with an Asian male lead, which everybody in the ARC reads just went absolutely ballistic for. So that one got auto-moved to the very next novel I'm going to be working on, which is pretty fun. I think that everybody will like it. It's got architects. It's got like obviously a billionaire romance in it eventually, but found family, and I think it's really fun, and the characters are really in depth, and I am waiting for more feedback on the Asian mom, though. I need to do a bit more backstory on her so she can be really lived in before I publish that one. And then one of the readers demanded that I do a tandem read for that called Sun and Steel, which is entirely from the male lead's perspective. So instead of doing the body hopping between the two like I did in Bite, they want their own standalone novels. And I think that the second novel is going to be kind of I don't know, a little bit sadder because he's got a lot more weight on his shoulders, and I think he's kind of like a funnier character. He's going to have I definitely need to do a little bit more research into like male dynamics and stuff like that, because I don't fully understand you guys' humor, but I think that that'll be fun. And I think that I should just do like a bundle of those things so you guys can get them like a 2-for-1 or something like that, so you can read both of them. Maybe I'll write it together and then I'll split them. That's maybe what I'll do. But anyway, that's what we're working on. That's what we're up to. Right now, I'm curating toxic text messages so that I can include some realism into the book, because I don't really text anybody anything too toxic. I kind of have more of like a dry sense of humor, and I don't think that translates very well for like a bitchy text message you would send to your ex. I'm a very matter of fact person. So a lot of my text messages are, I wouldn't say they're toxic. So I don't know. I've never really understood like the whole. Excellent. Oh, well, I wish I could. I don't know if Miss Tism can help you out with all of that. Women are just as confusing to me. I know. We on Juice World right now? What's going on? Lucid Dreams pretty good. That one's good. Hypothetical, there we go. Yes, squirrel, what is it? What is it, love of my life? What is it, my sweet girl? What are you doing? Are you just kicking around a strawberry? Thank you for the strawberry. I appreciate that. Do you want a blueberry. Squirrel. That's for you. That's your blueberry. She's like, you know that goes in my tart bed. How dare you throw a blueberry at me? You cannot have another treat. I might not have a concept of time, but I know that you got a treat when I started streaming. You have to wait until after. My cat has a pack-a-day churu addiction that I'm trying to break her of. Just like mommy, she has gotten a little bit too used to treats. Guys, I gained 5 pounds writing my last book. This is ridiculous. I'm starting to think that there's a pretty good connection between being an author and gaining a bunch of weight, because I could very easily see that happening. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I think I explore some of that in this novel, because it has a couple of sort of self-inserts, and I put a couple of my ex-girlfriends in the book, actually, but I don't think that I should send them the novel, because I go from describing them very poetically and very nice. And then I also expose a lot of women's wrongs in this book, so I don't know how they'll take it. I think I've done just enough of the satirical kind of adaptation of their actions to avoid a lawsuit potentially, but still I think it's pretty fun. Like, for example, well, I don't want to spoil it. I want you guys to decide if you know which characters are real and which characters are contrived, because that's kind of fun to me. But I've also written a couple of my enemies into the book. That's quite fun. I highly recommend that. If you ever write anything, write your enemies into a book. It's super fun. But I didn't put all of my ex-girlfriends in this book. That is probably, those are probably stories for another time. But I put a couple of them in here. I gender swapped a couple of people too, which was pretty fun. Pulls me closer. She sees me. Oh, thank you for following. I appreciate that. Are you curious about what women's wrongs I've written about in this book? By the way, the moment that I have arc reads available for this book, I will put it out there, because I don't expect you guys just to take my word for it that this book is super awesome and great. It's kind of like my rendition of like a modern Great Gatsby, or if you've ever... I think I've been on Twitter a bit, but Twitter's not for me. Twitter's essentially rage bait, and I am too full of rage. So, I mean, maybe I was live on Twitter. But anyhow, this book, have you guys ever read or watched Nana? It is an anime and a manga about musicians, and there's this like black cat girl, and she's roommates with this golden retriever chick. And I mean that in the sense of personalities, not actually, because I think the only like furry-esque stuff I watch is like probably Beastars, which didn't have any business being as good as it was. I was massively shocked by that. But anyhow, it goes through these two girls. So the basic plot line of this is that these two girls, this goth baddie and this tomboy girl, are best friends, thick as thieves. And then everything changes, and then you get to see how the tomboy girl kind of explores that in her early 20s, which is not great. And then in the very end, you, the audience, get to have the closure of like how the divergence of those two paths. Yes, it's super fun. I highly, highly recommend writing your enemies into your book, even if it's just a book for you. Super fun. It's kind of cathartic, actually, too, because then you can give yourself the closure that you can't usually get with real people. Plus, like, if you have like an autistic sense of justice, and you feel people aren't being punished properly in your regular life. I'm big on punishment, turns out. Sort of weird. Big weirdo over here. So if you guys also are like that, highly recommend crafting your own justice system within the confines of your own book, because you have total control. You can write whatever. It's sort of like, do you guys read, or obviously you guys read, here we go back on like the literacy epidemic. So do you guys remember in like old cartoons or whatever where they would do, I think there's like a pretty decently famous like Bugs Bunny cartoon that's like that, where Bugs Bunny is like on a blank sheet of paper and then somebody's like drawing in, and they draw in like an anvil, or they draw in Bugs Bunny in a dress, and then I think he ends up making, I think they did a Daffy Duck one too. They make him into like a daisy with like a wiffle ball bat or something like that, or whatever. You can do whatever you want in your book. If you have, I don't know, you can make people as foolish or as, you can either make their lives worse in your books if you want, which I highly recommend, is very cathartic, or you can make their lives better. You can give them a better ending than they would give themselves, which, it depends on what side of the alignment scale that you end up falling on. I personally say experiment with both, see which one you like. If you guys are writing, if you guys want to write, which I think people should, even if you're not that great at it, test it out, try it out. It's probably better than therapy. I have a 30 tips in 30 days free email course that'll tell you all of the tips that I did to write my novels, barring the 2-week break that I took last week for my fucked up shoulder. But lots of good tips in there. For example, I'll give you one of them right now. I make playlists for all of the books I'm listening to. Whatever the vibe of your book is, whatever the vibe of each of the characters is, if you hear a song and you're like, oh my god, that character would so vibe to this, put it in a playlist and then just listen to that playlist. It gets you into the mind space of what you would need to be in to write for them. So, and this is, how big is this playlist? This is only a 2-hour playlist, and I've written, how many words are we on now? We've got 50,000 words, and I have another 10,000 words before it's finished, but it's fine. That'll be easy. Easy, easy, easy. You know what I mean? 10,000 words. Oh my god. Is it 10,000 words? I think this one will round off being about 60,000. Yeah, that's 10,000. My math is awful. Never trust my math ever in any context. Thank you. You are so stroking my ego right now. But super, super great tips. Honestly, I thought it was harder to write a book. For years and years and years, I was like, yeah, I'm not writing a book. Like, how do people even do that? I'm way too busy to write a book. And then I spent, let's see, I think officially I started my first book on October 14th. And then I finished it by December 22nd, something like that. So that's like, I don't know, what is that? 2 months, October to November. Yeah, that's like 2 months to write a 100,000 word novel. And then I took off the rest of December and January, the entirety of it, just to play League of Legends like a scrub. And I got all the way, fine. 1 second, my battery's dying. Okay. So, I took December and January off to play League of Legends. I got into Iron, and then could not get out of Iron. Got super, super irritated by that. I guess, internal ranking or whatever is silver, but my actual ranking is iron, which grates at me considerably. So much so that I was like, Riot, you sons of bitches, why do you do me like this? And Riot was like, get good, basically. So then at the end of the split, I was like, man, fuck this, I need to like get back on my grind. So then I formatted the entire book in 2 weeks, the beginning of February, because I wanted to give myself a little Valentine's Day treat. And I sent in the cover to a wonderful, wonderful illustrator. I should probably be gatekeeping her, but she was so fantastic and amazing. Shout out to Rachel. She's awesome. And she made the most beautiful book cover. Where's it at? Oop. She made that book cover. I sent her in a collage of things that I kind of wanted, and she made this gorgeous sort of tarot rendition of what I wanted, and it was beautiful. She did everything I asked for and more, and I can't wait to have her write, or I can't wait to have her illustrate book 2 and 3. I already know what book 3 is going to look like, but I'm not going to allow myself to send that into her until I've written book 2. So I made a rule for myself that I can't send the cover in until I'm 50% of the way through writing it. So book 2 is going to be the tarot, a tarot rendition of the moon. And then book 3 is the Emperor, I believe. So we're going to have renditions of both of those. So that's going to be really fun. And I might do like a little short spin-off book, maybe, like some bonus stuff. And I think that one's going to be maybe the Chariot, I think. I think that one is Chariot or Death. One of those two is going to have that. And then Moon and Marbles, alternative cover is going to be The Lovers, which I'm really excited about. I'm so excited to write that book, you guys. And I have no idea where I was going with this. Once again, can you believe I wrote a book? I can't even, like, pay attention to what I'm doing in the moment. And yet I wrote 150,000 words in, like, less than a year. And here we are. Here we are, you guys. Like, it really is easier than you think it is. Plus, being self-published is awesome. Really, really into that. I think marketing is probably my least favorite part about these books, but, like, if I just give it away for free, then I don't have to market it, right? You guys will just read it, and then, you know, I mean, that completes the goal as far as I'm concerned. What am I, trying to get rich? I don't give a shit. I just have to have, like, a job on paper. Isn't that stupid? As long as I have a book on paper, the banks are like, oh, awesome. Here, have this loan for whatever. But if you're just a regular person working like a 9-to-5 job, they're like, no, you have to do all of this, which is, I mean, talk about a rigged system. But I digress. You know, this will be book 2. So I've got Bite. I've got Where the Feedback Ends. That's my second book, which I'll probably publish first, which is its own deal. Because I don't really understand chapters. So when I wrote the first book, I just wrote it based off of like locations. And then one of my ARC readers didn't care for that. She wanted it in chapters. So I was like, I'll make it into chapters. And then only after I'd converted that completely did I realize I could do both. But I didn't have them in large enough sections. So there's 3 different countries that the characters like go through in their travels, and I didn't separate them by country. I separated them by like, this is the town they're in, this is the city they're in, this is the country they're in, this is the town they're in, this is the city they're in. And I fucked up, you guys. I sort of separated it too much and then not enough. So now I have to restructure the chapters or it'll just itch the wrong part of my brain. So once that's finished, then I can just publish that. That'll be good to go. And then Then I'll be writing Moon and Marble, so that's 3. Then I need to write Thirst, which is book 2 from the Bite series. So it's 4 books. Then I'm writing Ascend, which is the 3rd book of the Bite series, and then that'll be 5 books. And I have a Stolen Bride sci-fi fantasy book that I could also write. That's a 6th book. I have a collection of short horror stories that I could do, book 7. And then what are the rest of them? Oh, I guess I could write the tandem book for Moon and Marble, Sun and Steel, which will be super cool. And then one of the girls asked if the main character of Sun and Steel's sister could have her own romance, which is separate, which I think would be Stars and Strings, so that'd be 9. I mean, I kind of got my hands full with all this book business, you guys. It's sort of kind of just snowballed into something that's maybe too unmanageable for a single person. But we'll get there. You guys will probably at times be incredibly frustrated with what I'm up to, but it's cool. It's better than just bed rotting all day, probably. I was spending way too much time on TikTok before I did all of this too, so now at least I get to make my time a bit more productive. Hi, Mr. Kitty. You've nearly eaten all of your dinner. Good boy. I'm very proud of you. Yes, you need to gain about 3 more pounds to be in the correct weight class. Come here. Yeah. I think my cat's been watching too much MMA because he dropped down a weight class, and we're all very mad about it. His brother is, I think it's called a catch weight, but his brother is meant to be 10 or 11 pounds, and he's decided that he wants to be 13 pounds because he's a little chunk. And then his twin, my little orange boy, he is supposed to be about 15 pounds, and he decided to do a bunch of DMT and eat mice. When they consume the brain matter of rodents, it's essentially like I think it's like a psychoactive effect that it does in cats. Anyway, off the topic of his natural-based drug use, he decided to drop down to 10 pounds, which is super not cool of him. So I took him to the very handsome veterinarian, and he said that he needs to be dewormed more frequently because he's actively going against my wishes and choosing to do rodent-based drugs. So now his fur is super silky and nice, and he has a better appetite, which I'm very pleased about. Ooh. Is this dopamine? Nice. See, this song is such a banger. I really wish I could figure out how to link my Spotify playlist to you guys so you guys could listen too. Ooh. Tell you what though, if you guys join the Discord, I'll send you the Spotify playlist for this book, and then you guys can vibe with it as well. Making me think that I'll wake up. Ethiopia and Miami. Nope. I do not work at a Byrd-based bakery. Funny enough, I make cream pies. So, cream pies and salsa, which kind of an odd mixture, but I make the best of both of those. So, what is the next day that I make those? The next batch I make is in the next 3 or 4 days. Yeah. Super weird, right? But I do a lot of baking, like, I don't know, I think I have some of my baking on my Instagram. Thing I want, and nothing that I need, lately, I want the way you're making me think. Here's my favorite stuff. No, I can't show you that. That one's inappropriate. Sometimes I make silly things that are not appropriate for the internet. The OPA in Miami. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Especially as I age. Turns out if you don't smoke and drink, people don't know you've hit the wall. I guess unless you self-report. My bad. Okay. I wish I could claim this focaccia, but it's just on my like to bake board. Here are the cream pies. Oh, come on. This one's, I think, coconut. And then, ooh. This is a lemon cake I made. It was super good. My coworkers kept eating them though, so I wasn't doing enough in sales for them. Crash test. Tell me when you want me. Test drive. You never want to own me. Oh. But I could come. I also made these super cute mini banana breads. I have to bring those back again, but I'm kind of a lazy baker. I sort of just want to go up there and vibe instead. Make you a cake. First of all, I make mini cakes sometimes. These aren't as pretty because I didn't freeze them. I was kind of on like a bit of a deadline, but so back when I used to work at the bar I was waitressing at, I would make mini cakes for people from scratch. By the way, I made a sour cream birthday. behave. I don't know how to ban on here, so you guys have to kind of just behave yourselves. So the first one is it's a from scratch sour cream birthday cake. So it's like double birthday cake. And then the second one is from scratch red velvet cake. Yeah. And then what's another one? I also made a dog birthday cake. That one's kind of bittersweet because he's no longer with us, but he always got to have the best birthday cakes. I was really stoked about that. So this was his cake. And then his little party guests got to have slices of cake. And all of it was like pet safe. So the frosting, the kitten, I think at the time the kittens were really little. They're great big cats right now, but they were little potatoes then, so they got to have like a dollop. Oh, coconut cream is the best, hands down. Last weekend, behave. So, yesterday, today's Monday, right? Yesterday was Father's Day, so I made a double batch. And the banana sold first, which is crazy. I don't know what the deal is, but men prefer the banana number one, and then number two they do coconut cream, and then third place is chocolate. But women overall get the chocolate one, and then they get coconut and then banana. So I have to track those metrics. What's this? I can also make regular food. Those are tomato roses on a Midwestern style. I guess it's not technically. It is a casserole, but it's a homemade like Alfredo mac and cheese. Ooh, here's another dog cake. There's a cute cross section. Oh, I think I found the perfect angle so you guys can see my pictures. Nice. I want you to make me forget. I should have gotten a picture of this tart after I cooked it. We forget who I am tonight. But yeah, I bake stuff. I'm a pretty good cook. My mother-in-law is a chef, so she just retired. So I'm gonna just like GoPro around her and like learn all of her recipes so I can make it into like a little compendium of all of her greatest hits, essentially. Because she was like pretty famous regionally for the stuff that she made. And she was like just gonna quietly retire. And I was like, girl, you can't just quietly retire when you've like held it down for like the better part of like 4 decades. That's crazy. To make me forget who I am tonight. Ooh, I should make beef Wellington. Like mini beef Wellingtons would be so dope. To make me forget who I am tonight. Alright, well that's probably enough reminiscing about food. You guys are making me hungry. I'm all on this soup kick. I think... Do I have like my Thai... Is this soup? Which soup is this? Did I make Thai chili or... I think that was the soup that was in here. I'm really obsessed with this Witcher Kitchen recipe for... Oh, it's touted by Young Incel Man and me. Definitely. There's objectively a change that happens when you turn 30, and it's mostly called not giving a shit. And I think a lot of people sort of suffer from that ailment. And on both sides of the aisle, truthfully. But I think I definitely gave way more of a shit when I was 25. Like, and that's just the objective truth. And also, I've decided that I can say whatever I want about either genders because I've dated them both. And there are stereotypes to a degree for a reason. Yes. So I could talk about food forever. Where's my soup? Elon Musk needs to make it easier to search for things in my... Oh. Is that Thai? No, this is not Thai chili. This is a soup that I made that's like essentially like a superfood soup. So it's got curry, turmeric, kale, onions, sweet potatoes, celery. It has chickpeas, but I'm not a big fan of chickpeas, so I usually omit those unless I'm making it for somebody else. But I am convinced that this soup is the reason why I didn't get sick in 2019 at Thanksgiving because everybody else got sick, but I didn't because I made this soup. So I stand by that soup is the best. It's like immunity boosting soup, basically, but I think most soup is immunity boosting if you just do it right. If you guys, do any of you guys live on the coast? And by on the coast, I mean like on the West Coast. West Coast represent. I'll try and bring up the recipe real quick. Sure. Oh, nice. So I am obsessed with this Mahakam potato soup. It is a recipe, essentially, from The Witcher's Season of Storms. And it is predominantly a chanterelle and potato-based soup. It's delicious. It has potatoes, smoked bacon, fresh chanterelles, onions, marjoram. You could put sour cream in it, but I didn't. Garlic, salt, pepper, and then sourdough. You can either do homemade or honestly, if you have like a regional Winco, they have a rosemary sourdough that's the fucking best. And I essentially make that soup I think that the chanterelles come on. Those are like a fall mushroom, right? Those come off right about the same time as huckleberries. I would make the shit out of that soup if I could get a hold of chanterelles. I have a whole Substack post about how it's easier to get hallucinogenic mushrooms than it is to get freaking chanterelles to cook with, which is, I mean, I could talk for hours about that, but really pisses me off because that soup is so fucking good. And I had, like, just one really good connection to get chanterelles, but then they moved, and so, like, now I have no connection to get chanterelles. And I tried to overnight 8 pounds of chanterelles to myself, and it was like $120 in shipping alone. And I was like, damn, like, I do not have it good enough to be shipping mushrooms to myself like that. And they don't grow in my area. We have like a fuckload of morels, but like, I do not want to eat morels. Morels to me taste like dirt. And I think that sort of earthiness, usually when people say something tastes earthy, they just mean it tastes like dirt. And I'm not saying that is like a bad thing necessarily, because I think there are things that you would pair. Like, for example, I think that probably morels would go well with like a duck or like some other like gamey sort of food, because it would offset, kind of like, what is that? Is it molecular gastronomy that's like chemistry for food, or would that just be like just organic chemistry or whatever, basically? But there are things that you would pair, like, for example, I think dill goes really well with duck, which is so weird. I think nature likes to put things together naturally that would go together. Like, probably plantains would go really well with waterfowl because of where they grow. Also, maybe elderberries. Elderberries or any like riparian area type of berry would probably go really well with them. Like, somebody tell me if citrus grows where ducks are, because a lot of glazes and stuff like for ducks is made from oranges. Where are citrus groves usually? Because, like, Florida has a lot of citrus groves, but they're, like, near swamps, right? Citrus groves are in warm, sunny regions with mild winters. Yeah, sure. But, like, what's the biome? What biome are citrus orchards grown in? Cinnabar. Right. See, and there's actually a short. I'm so obsessed with chanterelles, I actually wrote them into the book like a character. But they like birch orchards, like young birch orchards. They're a real fan of that. They are pretty big in like Oregon and Washington. It's like a meadow kind of. Puffball mushrooms are good too. Yeah. Did you know that mushrooms are actually closer to an animal than they are to a plant? So I think that we need to eat more of them, personally. I think that just to like keep them in check and sort of be their natural predator, because they eat everything, literally. They eat, I mean, I think honestly mushrooms could technically be considered the top of the food chain, personally. Because I don't think there's a single thing on the planet that mushrooms can't eat. And there's definitely a bunch of stuff that I can't. Duck fat's amazing. Yeah, duck's pretty good. Do you like spatchcock ducks? Which is, I mean, if you're not familiar with that term, that's where you like cut out the spine of a bird that you're processing, and so you can lay flat and like cook it that way. Or is duck small enough that you wouldn't need to? Because I know you have to do that for turkeys. And a couple of the chickens I grew, I needed to do that. Also, this is probably TMI, but it turns out that love is the most important ingredient when it comes to meat, because of all of the chickens that I processed, my favorite ones, like the ones that were sort of higher ranked in my opinion, they were the most delicious. Whereas the ones that had like mad anxiety, they were some of the worst. It was some of the worst food I've ever eaten, and I processed them all the same. Right. Yeah, they're migratory, but they tend to be in like more riparian areas. You know what I mean? Like they're a waterfowl, so they're going to be around water. I mean, yeah, they're going to be in like fields and stuff too. Those are where the best ones are. But oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Are you enjoying our just shooting the breeze about food? I swear I write. I'm just I've just out yapped myself on books. Can they carry a coconut? Ducks? Are you implying that ducks would make contact with like a lost tribe or something? Because from what I've heard, they prefer coconuts. I think they would just eat the duck though. Like if a duck, I don't think so because they have webbed feet. Maybe a hawk, but I don't. Oh, you know, an animal that could do that absolutely would be a harpy eagle. Is that the one I'm thinking of? They eat monkeys. And they have like a super cool frill, kind of like a secretary bird. 1 second. Harpy eagle. Yes, harpy eagles. They're a Latin American bird. Oh. Did I say they were migratory? I thought somebody else said that they were migratory. Yeah, Grant was the one talking about migratory birds. Spatchcock anything protein. I don't think you could spatchcock, like, you know, large game. So, little fun fact, weird girl anecdote about me. When I was younger, I wanted to eat all of the North American predators. Now, I never ended up doing that because that's a terrible, terrible idea in retrospect. Predators are gamey and stringy and generally not advised to eat. But I really wanted to eat this particular bird that was in my backyard called a curlew, because they look like a kiwi. They look like a South American kiwi, but they just like vibe in like fields in the Pacific Northwest. And I was like, I wonder if those would be good to eat. And I don't think that they would be. Like, just given their diet and generally sort of the area that they're in. They kind of live in a similar place to like a sandhill crane, but I don't think they would be good to eat at all. I also don't think peacock would be very good to eat, but people used to eat that all the time. It feels like everything is in real time. I haven't watched Monty Python in a minute. Yes. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so I had terrible, terrible luck this last season, and like 50% of the birds that I hatched, or more, honestly more. So I hatched 22 birds, and of those 22 birds, 14 of them are roosters. So what does that end up being, chat? Like, what percentage is that? Not great, turns out. So, of those 22 birds, 14 of them were roosters, which meant that I had to process 14 roosters, and only 3 of them were delicious. Not great. Turns out that Easter egger chickens are disgusting. They're not very great. They turned out like sort of the texture of venison, and not great. Turns out if a cannibal tries to eat you and you have anxiety, they'll regret it, because anxiety tastes disgusting. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. I will be back streaming Friday as well. I'm kind of a night owl, so if you ever miss a stream, don't feel bad. I certainly don't hold it against you, but all of them are available to watch. Oh yeah, I forgot I did. I'm also sponsored by Factor. That's a new thing. Because I figured, I like to cook. Hey, that's funny. We're actually talking about food right now. So if you don't have time to cook for yourself or you don't know how to cook for yourself, you can have your own light sort of personal chef at home with Factor meals. Just make sure that they deliver to you because at least 2 out of the 6 places that I've lived in the past, they don't deliver to. So don't quote me on that. That could just be a regional problem. Are you being for real? Is Sandhill Crane delicious? You can't just leave me with that. Is that true? Is that a true fact? It was delicious? Because quail is pretty good, but it's teeny tiny. I think if I could recommend anything to anyone that's going to like butcher their own game or whatever, it's that the size is definitely going to be a factor. Because the smallest chickens that I had to process took forever, tasted gross, and ultimately were kind of a waste of time. So if I had an ideal setup, I would do turkeys because I think that the turkey meat itself is more versatile. You get more out of it per bird. And I think that just sort of more bang for your buck for turkeys. And I like turkeys, but I think processing tom turkeys would be much easier than processing roosters. And the hens lay the best egg ever for egg sandwiches in the morning. Hmm. Interesting. Maybe curlew is delicious. Are curlews delicious? Interesting. So, this is what a curlew looks like. It's like a tinier version of that. Maybe they are good. Maybe I have good bird instincts. Plus, they used to piss me off. I would be moving hand lines and they'd just like be there. And I suspect they were eating frogs and like other things that I wanted to capture. And so I was always just beefing with these tiny birds for whatever reason. I think overall I like most birds, actually. I almost got into falconry, but you have to be better at math than I am because you have to weigh all of their food out by, I think it's a gram, smaller than an ounce. Because they have to be like at a perfect equilibrium essentially every single day or they won't hunt. You basically have to be like a nutritionist if you're going to have falcons. But then I think the best bird for me would probably be an owl, but I have like mega beef with owls because they eat all of the things I like. Like, I respect that they are a part of the ecosystem, but they eat bats, which I really like. Bats are super cool. They've been eating all of the mosquitoes around me since forever. And they're so cute. I was almost a bat biologist. Did I tell you guys that? Fun fact about me, I almost became a bat biologist, but didn't because I'm scared of the rabies shot. Not having rabies, the rabies shot, because back in the day, it was like 12 shots that you had to have in your stomach, which I think that they did like, they did a version of that in 1923, the Yellowstone prequel or whatever that they did. And that lady wasn't stoked on it either. And it looks about as painful as I would imagine it being. Let's see here. And just for giggles, I'm going to show you my favorite bat. It's called the spotted bat, and it's literally just a polka dot bat that lives in the cave patterns here. How cute is that? Adorable. But anyway, the dream is I sell all of these books. The bank says, low-key, you've been grinding. They cut me a loan check, and then I buy a little place where I milk a goat at 5 in the morning every day for kitty cats, and then I just yap at you guys all day long. Like, you think 3-hour stream here is not enough? I plan on streaming like, I don't know, 8-10 hours a day, just basically GoProing my entire day essentially. Because it's just, you would have more space and I would have more things I could do. It'd sort of be like, not necessarily like lifestyle vlogging or whatever, but I just think I'm more fun like out in the open and stuff. But where I'm at, I have to like respect other people's privacy and stuff like that. So it's like a little bit constrictive. Like, I don't think my roommates want to be famous. But if I had my own place, I would just be like, these are my goats, these are my chickens, this is the book I'm writing, and I would just yap and yap and yap all day at that. Which, in about a half hour, I have to go out and feed my roommate's horses, so that'll be the end of our stream 30 minutes from now. And if you guys ever want to talk... Weird. Is it just like repeating the same message? That's crazy. SSING. So if you guys want to yap at me off stream, I have a Discord. You guys are welcome to join that. Let me drop the link one more time for you guys. So feel free to join the Discord. I am always yapping, always interested in hearing what you guys are up to. Kiss again, kiss again, kiss again. And pretty soon it's about to be harvest season, so I'm going to be making like a bunch of pasta and stuff, which will be dope. I'm pretty obsessed with this pasta primavera that I make from like patty pan squashes and our summer garlic, which is super good. I want to make garlic salt. So I'm going to be working on doing that, but I have to find a better grade of salt. Apparently there's different grades of salt. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm kind of a night owl, so it'll probably always be at this time. Like I said, until I get my own place and I don't have to like work around other people's schedules and, like general privacy restrictions and stuff like that. If you guys read, you guys should definitely join the book club too. We're doing some fun stuff all July. We're just going to be... Where's that? There it is. July. So this is on Goodreads. Totally free to join. And if you have any recommendations, right now it's just mostly romantasy, but like I'm also down for like historical fiction, or really if you guys have any recommendations, I'll take book recommendations. And if you guys don't do Goodreads, you can also there is a book recommendation channel in the Discord, so you guys can drop any of your book recommendations in there, because I'm all about that. I need to read more. Right now, I am hoping to do some ARC reads for this guy. I think it's... Where is... I looked him up a bunch yesterday. I probably pinged him on like 3 or 4 different social medias, so like, my bad. I think it's J.F. Lee. Yeah. So I want to read Tales of the Swordsman by J.F. Lee. So I'm probably going to loop that in there. It's about a girl fleeing the pleasure houses, aligning with a swordsman, like a master swordsman, and it's based in China. But I think it'll be really cool. He has audiobooks for it too, so if you're not like into reading, I think it'll be really fun. And I'm coming off of the high from, if you guys watched, did you guys watch Shogun? That was awesome. Shogun was great. I want to read Shogun to see how it stacked up to the Hulu series because it was really good. And then I just finished watching The Return, which is about Odysseus returning to Ithaca after the Odyssey. And I avoided it for forever because I thought it was a musical, and I'm not really down with musicals, but it was good. So if you guys are wanting to watch like some like historical fiction, highly recommend that. And pretty much once a year I rewatch Tombstone because that's just peak cinema. Maybe one of these days we'll do like more movie nights and stuff like that with those. I'm still trying to figure out like Twitch and everybody's rules on movie nights, so maybe I'll just do like maybe it'll be on in the background and all that stuff because I want to like be following the rules, but I still want to be able to like watch movies with you guys and have like a watch party. So I think that the way to do that would be to host the movie on Discord and then just be streaming like my camera and like maybe the chat. So if anybody knows how to do that, definitely hit me up because I am like the least tech savvy person. It took me forever to set this stream up, and it's not even like entirely perfect, which like this is gonna drive me crazy that this isn't perfectly aligned. I think that's closer. But yeah, it's definitely a work in progress, but I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything aside from like the shoulder injury. You know, but I've been on Discord for the last 2 weeks. You guys just gotta like join the club. You know what I mean? Like, even if I'm bedridden, I'm still yapping. Like, definitely always gonna be yapping. Oh, that's so cute. They're laying in like a little triangle. Last night the kittens were being so great. They were like all sitting, but they had to be touching each other. I like to call them the council when they're in here. They're just triangulating. It's very Illuminati cat business on my bed right now. That's so cute. Oh, God, they're so cute. But yeah, so drop your book recommendations in the Discord. Very, very interested in that. And, you know, I think it's mostly going to be like fantasy stuff, but I'm really open to reading anything. I still want to read like the Gulag Archipelago, but I feel like that's going to be kind of a slog, to be honest. Like, that's going to take me forever to read. I try and do like a classical book and then like something more modern. And I need to read a little bit more sci-fi if I'm going to drop. Right now I have like a little novella about plants that turn into people after they eat you. Kind of like Little Shop of Horror vibes. I guess that's book 7. So technically I have like 7 or so books like in the works right now. But it all counts as research and stuff. So I also found out about this new app called Libby. So you can basically like rent books through the library. So you can be even thriftier when you guys are reading stuff in your book club. So I highly recommend that. I'm not like a sponsor for that, but I just think that it's dope when people read. They also have audiobooks in there too. So if there's a book that you want to read and you're like trying to save up for it or whatever, sometimes it's just available on there. I'm going to try and see about maybe getting my books on there as well. I'm not sure the process to do that, but I will be exploring that because mostly I just want people to read it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to get to at least 50 reviews on all my books. That would be cool because that means like 50 people read my book, maybe even more, depending. And then I also I need to get 50 followers on here. So right now I'm streaming on my kind of dinking around YouTube that I made ages and ages ago for like skits and stuff. But this at Byrd Flock Official is my actual writing YouTube. So once I get to 50 followers on there, I'll be exclusively streaming all book related things on there. And then the other one, the one right now, so Riley Byrd Official, I think is what this one is. This one will just be for like miscellaneous, like whatever. Probably in the future it'll be like lifestyle vlogs or something like that. So if you're not interested in those things, remember to follow the other one, and then you can unsubscribe from this one if you want. It won't hurt my feelings, I promise. I think that you guys should be getting the stuff that you're wanting to watch where you're wanting to watch it, and I'm just letting you know that that's the plan for the future. Also, TikTok's being freaking lame, and they won't let me just stream from my author TikTok. They want me to stream from my other one, which is like very confusing for people to have to just be going to all these different places. But that's also kind of on me because I feel like most people just like make an account and they stick with an account. But I was just, I guess, preemptive before I had plans and machinations for this. So, yep. So I think that is so far good for the social media bit of that. I also have ARC reads still available for ARC. I have ARC reads still available for Bite. You can read my vampire romantasy book totally for free. I believe that I have links in all my bios. And then the moment that Where the Feedback Ends is available for ARC reads, I'll be putting that out there as well. So you guys can read the book totally for free. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, tell me why you didn't like it, and I will make the necessary adjustments for it to be the greatest piece of literature in all time, which is what all of the books should be ideally, because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. But anyway, we're rounding out our last 10 minutes of the stream. Do you guys have any questions? Or are any of you guys writing your own stuff? I'd love to hear about it. One of my friends runs a D&D group, and I convinced him to get into writing, and I'm just dying to hear what he's going to write about. I hope that I inspire other people to write stuff, because it's hard to find stuff that I actually want to read. I mean, I think I have. Let's look at my Goodreads right now. What do I have in my wants? I have 59 books in my want to reads, but I feel like that number should probably have a comma in it. Watching this is hard, saving ourselves worth ocean in the dark. I'll keep drinking after hours, cause there's no love that's after hours. This song is such a vibe, I love it so much. I think this dropped like halfway through me writing one of my books, and I listened to it. I mean, I'm pretty sure at least. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Drummer forever. Drummer like the musical instrument, or drummer like drowmer, like a medieval elf. Or wait, no, the drowmer aren't elves. Aren't they like underground dwarves? Tell me about your username. I can't tell if that's 1 M or 2 M's. My eyesight's not the best. Thank you. But like there's another book that dropped called Coffin Moon, and it's like kind of like Stephen King, and it has people hunting vampires, which I think would be super cool. It's set in the late 70s, so I think it would be cool. Keep drinking. Excellent. Perfect. You might actually like the second book better. It's got musicians in it, but it mostly has drugs and sex. I mean, that's musician-y, yeah. Or are you a musician purist, in which case I hope I didn't offend you. If I did, it can't be helped. That's probably part of the tism. But I feel like you'd like it. Nice. I actually would love to have a musician's feedback on this, because I don't want to make it too like music centrist for like the casuals, but I did want to incorporate the vibes and the feelings of that, especially yes, excellent. So like one of the characters turns into sort of an audio engineer, and I would love to have feedback from somebody that's actually into that, because I did some basic like audio engineering work, but like not for a band. So I'm hoping that that stuff is accurate and a good representation of that. Nice. Yeah, and like I'm hoping that I have sort of the dynamics of the people in these bands and stuff is sort of more true to form. Because you guys tend to spend a lot of time around like sort of a varied group of entertainers, like comedians and like there were like a ton. Ow. Ouch. I had a cut on my heel that I didn't notice. But like burlesque people, like people in the entertainment industry tend to like sort of vibrate around each other, which is pretty cool. Especially in the city. Like I spent a bunch of time with like estheticians and like people in bands and stuff like that. And I mean, you guys are regular people too, but you're just like sort of more interesting, I think, on aggregate. People in the entertainment industry just sort of are, I think by nature, slightly more entertaining than like the layman. Nice. But like essentially I'm looking for like if you know anybody that's like a roadie or anything like that that would do like sort of back of house stuff, or if you have like a homie that does that, I am actively taking any advice or any background for stuff like that. Because here's the thing, like it would probably be easier for me to write a book that's just kind of like a shallow rendition of these things, but it would bother me, and I think that it would ultimately get me to like DNF writing it, just because like I want it to be as accurate. I want it to be immersive. I want these books to be immersive, and if I don't do my best to make all of the books immersive, then I feel like that's kind of like a disservice to myself and the people that read these books. You know what I mean? Nice. Well, he gets to be top of the list for reading the ARC reads for this. And also there are some fun threesome scenes in here that should be pretty dope to read. I don't think that they're gratuitous, so you could probably get away with reading them just, out and about. There's not any overt filth in this particular book. Whereas in the Vampire Romantasy book, I think I wrote a 3,000 word spicy scene. I just kind of got into a flow state about it. It was crazy. But it's what the Huzz want. You know what I mean? The Huzz want spicy scenes, and I'm here to deliver those. But not in every book. Some books just need to be chill. You know what I mean? Some books just need to be chill and about the grind and professionalism and finding yourself with cocaine and musicians, because that is where the feedback ends is about. And honestly, I think that one is going to be kind of like one of those books that they read and they weren't expecting to like, but then yes, spicy stuff is great. There's more spicy stuff in my fantasy romantasy books than there are in the modern books, just because the modern books, because I'm not having to explain like the scene, because the scene is modern, so it's like cell phones and this and that or whatever. I don't have to explain that. I'm going to fill that with a bunch of internal dialogue and character development. Whereas with the romanticy stuff, I'm having to do all of that stuff. And then I think kind of the reward for listening to me describe this grove of trees and this shrine and altar is back-to-back smut. Just balls to the wall, literally in some cases, smut. And then in the new book, Moon and Marble, it is about a girl and her found family. But the first couple of chapters of the book, I don't want to spoil it for you guys because I sort of want you guys to be mad at me and just, I'm trying to give like season 1 Game of Thrones, like what have you done to me, series finale kind of situation for you guys. So I don't want to like telegraph that too much. But the first 3 chapters of the book, I want to really reel you in and then just absolutely devastate you. So that is my plan for the new book that's coming out that I'll start writing in August. And it's going to be about male friendships. This book was about female friendships and how the people that have done me the dirtiest have been, oh, that's so sweet, but I definitely could make at least somebody mad. But I've definitely made people mad. I've written some of my enemies into this book. You guys can guess which ones are real and which ones are contrived. But where the feedback ends is sort of a book about how women will do you the dirtiest. And also one bitchy queen. I have one bitchy queen in here that's kind of not great. But ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, he's not that bad. And then, so this is a book about women's wrongs a little bit. And then where Moon and Marble is about male friendships and how that will change the course of your lives. So, for example, one of the guys is dealing with his own sense of mortality, and that leads him to put pressures on his son and to elevate his daughters on this like pedestal because they're like his oasis, essentially, from the stresses and the rigors of his work. This is like corporate dad struggle session for a couple of chapters. And then how his son goes, and then you get to see the son's perspective where he's had the enormous weight of essentially his father's legacy placed on him, and he has to grow in the confines of that gilded cage. But also he likes a girl, and he has to put himself in a position where he can vie for her affections in this very corporate landscape. And then I think he's probably a more jealous character, I think. And I am also actively looking for feedback on the tattoo I'm going to give him, because I want to know what all of you guys' tattoos were that you got the moment that you turned, is it 18 or 21 for a tattoo? It's been too long. I can't remember. I think it's 21 for a tattoo, isn't it? Tattoos are 21, aren't they? I know I got piercings at 18, but I can't remember when I got... I'm scared of... Who's this? Who's this hoe? Roses are dead behind the zombie. No matter flowers could bring me back to you. Nothing left to know. No. Where's this at? Ha, I figured it out. Roses are dead, violets are too. You should always write. Oh, I guess I should delete that. Yay, I figured out how to do that. Nice. Roses, 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 roses. I don't know how to delete that. Whoops. Oh well. Thinking about writing a song a few months back. Yeah, you should. You should always write a song. You should always write a book. You should always feed your creative endeavors, if possible. Also, I've started journaling. That's a thing I haven't done for forever. I like to pretend that in the future I'm going to get dementia, and I'm essentially writing like a memento style like rendition of what's been going on for my future self that's lost her mind. And I don't know if that's helpful for you guys, but definitely fun to like essentially write sort of to your future self. But Moon and Marvel's cool. Oh yeah, tattoos. So I can't remember if it's 18 or 21 where you get tattoos. I think it's 18. It's 18 when you get tattoos. You probably shouldn't get tattoos until you're about 25 so that you can make a better decision than a lot of people do. Like, I don't think that I would have my tattoo if I could go back in time. I would definitely have one, but I think I would have a different one. Or at least I would remove an element of the tattoo I already have. But the main character, he gets a secret tattoo, like a Yakuza style tattoo, but not a full tattoo, something smaller that I think he adds to later on as like sort of a bit of rebellion. You know what I mean? Because his dad has all of these like pressures that he puts on him, but then his like quiet rebellion is to like do this small ornamentation for himself that he puts somewhere that his father wouldn't see, but like if he was with the hoes, they would see. You know what I mean? And then that circles back around to when the female main character and him are getting like busy, and she's like, "What the fuck is this? That's crazy. When did you get this?" And then they have like a little moment. And I'm wanting it to be like sort of celestial in nature, but I'm open to ideas of like if you were in this mindset at this age, what tattoo would you get? And eventually I'll make like maybe like a contact us kind of form of that, so you guys can like have your stuff privately, so you don't have to have your business all out there like that. But I need to make a couple of forms like that because I want to have you guys be in the mindset of the character and then answer a bunch of questions as the character. But I'm still trying to like navigate the technological way I would go about that. Oh man, guys. You know what? Let's give it another 5. Let's put 5 on the clock. We'll give it another 5 minutes before we cut the stream because I gotta go do night chores. So tell me your last, your final thoughts. Anything you're writing, anything you want to ask, anything you're like stoked about seeing in future streams and all that, which is crazy. I feel like at the beginning of this, YouTube was like really cooking, and then like now Twitch is dominating. Like you guys are absolutely dominating the stream right now. Isn't that weird? I wonder what the deal is with that. Where are you? And I'm so sorry. This is, I think, the 3rd time that this is rotated through here. I need someone and always. My 6-string darkness comes creeping on, so haunting every time. As I said, I counted the legs from all the spiders, catching things and eating their insides. Will you come home and stop this pain tonight? Just stop this pain tonight. I also need to finish making the YouTube redirect for my channel, because right now I'm streaming on my dinking around kind of what's going to be the future lifestyle blog YouTube, and I need to direct everybody to the author YouTube. So I need to film that video just as like the, hey, you guys made it, like you guys are in the right place, so that I can link that at the end of the live streams. But like I said, I took 2 weeks off of filming or doing any of that stuff just because my shoulder was all jacked. So the moment that I'm in 100% peak condition, and I'm not worried about like tweaking my shoulder again, 'cause, guys, that was hell. That was awful. I think being bedridden would probably be the worst punishment imaginable, because I can't sit still. It's like the worst torture. But now I am mobile, and so I can do a bunch of stuff, and I guess just like, you know, remember to be grateful for the stuff that your body can do, because eventually you might be like, sort of, what's the thing that they do to Han Solo? He gets like frozen, but what's that called? He got, I'm like not up on the sci-fi references. Han Solo frozen. Carbonite. Han Solo gets frozen in carbonite. It's like essentially like sleep paralysis, basically. Don't recommend. But luckily, I'm back in action, and one of my homies has a hot springs, so I scheduled a hot springs soak, and I very much believe that that helped aid in the healing process. If you've never hot springed before, highly recommend it. Hot springs are the best. They're the dopest, because it's not just hot water, it's mineral water and sulfur and stuff, and all those things are great and fantastic for healing. Like, I want to say 3 years ago, I was using power tools incorrectly, as is my custom, and I almost twisted my wrist like totally off and apart, and I gave myself a grade 3 strained wrist, which was not great. I nearly tore all the muscles in my wrist, so thankfully I didn't just keep cranking once my wrist was like messed up, but almost blacked out. It was crazy. And then after, I think I was out of commission, my wrist was out of commission for like 2 months. It was ridiculous. Not good at all. And I've essentially restructured a lot of my life for if I do get injured, because I'm incredibly clumsy. It shouldn't be totally debilitating, but then the universe was like, we know that she's planned for this. So not only did my chair disintegrate into 10,000 pieces, not only did I pull my shoulder, but also I was having like a bunch of tech problems on my end with Streamlabs and just generally like the internet and junk. So it was like the perfect storm of like me not being able to do anything, which was not great. But I think I've mitigated for a lot of those things. I guess that's our time for this evening. I will be back on Friday, same time, same place. If you guys want to hit me up in the meantime, feel free to join the Discord. I don't know if there's a link on the YouTube. But if you pop on over to the Twitch, I'll just put a link in the chat right now. So there's a link to the Discord if you guys want to hit me up in between the streams. I'll yap at you guys all day if I can. I am nocturnal, so keep that in mind, but I will respond to every message, because that's just, that's just how the mayor of Yapsville do. So thank you, everybody that was on the stream. Really appreciate it. You guys are the best, and I will see you on Friday, but like I said, I will talk to you guys all week long, if you guys want to chat. So thank you, and I will see you guys on Friday.